Hey everyone, this is Jake, and today we are going to be talking about upcoming healer, which is Delacey. She is the first new 3-star healers in the game, and we are finally getting her with the chapter 6. And after her, we are also going to be getting Hot City. So if you want to wait for her, definitely wait for her instead of pulling for the Lacey banner. But for anyone who is still kind of interested in pulling her, this video is for you, and I will go and try to explain what she is all about, and it's going to be pretty simple because she is very simple forward character. So let's jump into video and talk about Delacey. So this is how it works. Whatever units in front of her with the highest like combat efficiency and stuff, she is going to be supporting that. So she'll be supporting your DPS units most likely, and she is going to be boosting their attack or hash rates, whatever the stats higher on that character. So usually your warrior class will get boosted with attack. If they're using like sniper or some other character, it'll be boosting their hash rate by 40%. So that is pretty good. And she's also able to heal them every 2 seconds based off her hash rates. And with her auto skill, she's able to shoot this laser beams, and it'll be constantly doing damage to enemies, and it will be also healing your targets as well. And with her ultimate skill, she's able to do AoE damage and also able to give the shields to your characters on the field based off her hash rates as well. So overall, she is not really a healer for your entire team. She is just a character that focuses on a single target. After unlocking this character upgrade kind of system they are going to be getting in the future, Delacey is one of the characters they'll be getting it first. With this, she is able to get additional line that she can connect to another DPS units. So this allows her to able to support additional targets. So this helps when you're running like 2 DPS setups and able to boost their attacks by 40%, so that is pretty big. Her auto skill will be upgraded as well when you mod it all the way, and she is able to boost their attack by 30% additionally. So on top of the 40%, she's also able to boost up 30% whenever her auto skill is active. So this makes her pretty decent support units that you can be used in those comps where you're using 2 warriors to fight the enemies. And usually character that kind of goes around, like teleports around, like Hot City or like Nashta, those characters will be going around and doing some nice damage. But overall, she is definitely not a bad support in that aspect. Her algorithm setup is pretty similar to Nanaka. She is going to be using progression sets, and she'll be using either perception sets or encapsulate set in the middle. And for the last set option, she'll be using loop gain, where healing your allies boosts their healing received by 20% for 4 seconds. So this is going to be helping a lot, and the main stat is also pretty similar. You want to get the percentage. You want to get the flat HP instead of percentage, but I just don't have additional flat HP pieces lying around, so I just gave her this. And with this one, the best one is the healing percentage. So you probably want to go for that, and these are the bottom options that you can go for if you are aiming for the end game setup. So with the popular composition setting, I guess you are going to be using Delacey, and you are going to be using 2 DPS units. Right now for global server you don't have much options, so I guess you will put Aki instead of Nashita here. So you are going to be using Hot City as well as Aki. Usually these 2 units will be working the best for global server as right now. And for the healers, I guess you can throw in whatever healers you got. Perska would work great, then also have a Florence. Those 2 will be. And as go for healer, you probably want to use something like a Perska or use a Florence as well. Now for this slots right here, you probably want to use a Croaky as a tank, because sometimes you do need the tanks to tank some hits and take some aggro, because Croaky is also able to taunt them. So she is really good. And this is what I would really use within Chinese server right now. So it's able to have Nashta here and able to have a Hot City as 2 DPS. We'll have Maghilda as kind of tank and sub DPS as well. And then we're going to have a Helix, which she'll be healing a lot and able to reset the ultimate skill for your DPS units. And Delacey is going to be here supporting these 2 units to do more damage, and it works out pretty well. It's definitely not the most meta setup. I feel like Imhotep mods works much better in a lot of situations these days, but overall she can be used, I think, in my opinion. She's definitely not totally a bad unit now after the mod. But regarding to the mod system, it costs a lot of resources. So that's the one thing you have to definitely stress out about. It is definitely not easy things to mod your units. It will cost you a lot of resources, it will cost you a long grind, and you have to farm your character fragments every day throughout the daily frag search. And it will require you a lot of fragments, like I said, so that means you have to give up farming for your other character. And I think amount of frag and investment it takes, you can definitely level up any other character out there, and it will probably help you able to progress much farther. So my final thoughts with the Delacey. I think she is definitely pretty decent character after the mod. But here's the thing. I think whatever banner list the Chinese schedule had is completely different compared to global server right now. It's just unpredictable. Like I said, I don't think we'll be getting Klukai after Hot City or some other character like that. But if they decide to do it, they could do it. Like, there is no way to tell that what's coming next. They're just mixing up together. We already got the Crow. I think next thing we're going to get is Python, then Nora, which is another really good character. But overall, yeah, it's just too hard to tell what's coming. So unless you get really lucky and able to pull Delacey within first 10 pulls or even 60 or so, I don't think it's worth it. Like I said, Hot City is coming out within a week after Delacey, so you probably want to pull her first. And if you get really lucky with her banner, then maybe consider pulling for Delacey if you really like her that much. But to warn you, it's going to be a lot of investment to make her useful, and you are going to be pretty disappointed. She was the first character that arrived in Chinese server, and I almost pity her, and it damaged my resource quite a bit. So I'm glad I was able to get both of them. But if I look back now and someone asked me should I pull for Delacey, I would say hell no. Just wait out. You don't know what's coming next, especially for global server, so you gotta save all you can. I know I'm saving it. My original plan was to pull every single character for global server as well, just kinda like I do within Chinese server. But with the protocol missing, we are definitely getting less pulls, and it doesn't really make me feel like that I want to spend so much money at the moment. So yeah, I think I'll definitely skip her. If I don't get her, that's fine. I already use her tons of time within Chinese server, so it doesn't really change anything for me, really. And honestly, like I said, Emotep feels much better, and I also like her as well. So I'll invest into her instead, like I'm doing in global server right now, because I think mods will be coming with a month or two as well, which is going to be a huge investment that you have to make. But anyways, yeah, that is my final opinions on Delacey. She's pretty nice looking character, but her kits are pretty lacking, and with the amount of unknown territories with the banner schedule that's coming to global server, yeah, it's best to save much as you can until, yeah, whatever happens. But thanks for watching, guys. It's Jake. I will see you guys next time. Take care.